Alright, hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. For those of you that are new, thanks for clicking on the video. So as you might be able to tell, I am in the Lake District. It was supposed to be partly cloudy skies today, but as you can see, it's pretty much completely covered. So my plans might change a little bit. I was planning on actually camping on one of these peaks. However, if there's no visibility, I think I'm going to try to find views elsewhere. We've actually been hiking for a while. I haven't really filmed too much because I've been actually going through that down there, which was pretty brutal if I'm honest. It was a soggy mess, so I was having to pretty much place every footstep very carefully. But I'm through it. My feet are still dry, thankfully. So I guess the goal is, if I can't get any good views up top, like I was planning to, I'm actually planning to now camp down here in this valley. There are really nice waterways, both in this valley over here and then Esk over to my left. So if I can't get a view up top, I think I'm going to try to get a view down below today. So I might try to actually steal a pitch that I saw another gentleman last time I was out here. The guy in the red tent, if you didn't watch that video, I'll link it up here. But actually he was camped out there in that direction, and it looked like a pretty great spot. So I might actually head out that way, and I'm going to check it out. If it's any good, I'll stop there. If not, we'll just keep looking. So let's continue hiking. Hi, sheep. All right, so I've made it down to the water. I just did a little reconnaissance with the drone. Might as well use it. So I took it up. It was supposed to be around 1,800 feet. It was supposed to be clear skies from noon onward. It's now 3 o'clock. It wasn't clear at all. So just more of this. So I'm not gonna risk trying to go up and see if I can camp above this. I'm gonna sit down here, or at least I can get some sort of view and see more than 20 feet in front of me. So I made it down to the water. I'm gonna follow this just this way about a half a mile, check it out, see if I like anything. If not, I'm actually gonna head back up this way and then down and up this other valley towards Bowfell. And there's actually a spot where I mentioned a little bit earlier that I saw a gentleman actually camping on when I did a camp off in that direction with the view of Scafell. Incredible views. We should actually have amazing views of Scafell Range right here, but as you can see, absolutely nothing. So we're gonna try to take advantage of these pretty waterways and maybe find a pitch near here, maybe a little bit back from the water so you guys can actually hear me talking in this video, because I don't know how it's coming off on camera, but it's actually super loud. So just gonna head this way, see if there's a nice spot. If not, I'm gonna backtrack. But yeah, this is an absolutely beautiful area. Normally I'm so concerned about hiking up to the top of these peaks that I rarely take the time to appreciate how incredible this area is. Crystal clear water, so many spots to go for a swim if you're into that. Wow, it's incredible. All right, so I think I've gone far enough. I'm going to head back now and make my way to basically up the other valley along the waterway and find a spot to pitch. Like I said, I do have one in mind, so you'll see when we get there. So it's been a little bit since I talked to you. We've come actually from all the way out there. We've come back up. We're actually heading to that rock that you can see off in the distance there in the middle. When I was hiking down from a previous camp off in that direction up there, I could actually see below me. And there's a really nice flat spot on top of that stone. And there's actually someone with a red tent camping on it. That's how I noticed it. I zoomed in on my video that I took of him, and it actually looks like a really nice flat spot, elevated flat spot. So that's where I'm headed. Just trying to navigate there now. Over and around all this. Everything's wet. The grass, the ground, super soggy, as you can see. So it's been slow going, but I'm slowly making my way there. But yeah, like I said, I saw it in my video. I could see that it's a flat spot. So I know I'll be able to pitch there. I just have to get there. I've just been walking in the stream bed. It's way easier to walk on than it is to walk in there. It is absolutely soaked. I'm just sinking all over the place. It's slow. Ugh. Yeah, so I decided to just start walking in here. I need to find a spot to cross anyway. It's because that rock mound right there on top is my destination where I'm gonna pitch for the night. So yeah, I'm just kind of following along to find a spot to cross. Yeah, and then we're almost there. All right, I've kind of come to the end of the line here. I need to cross, but I haven't found a suitable spot yet. I know it looks like you'd be able to get across that, but I'm trying not to risk dunking my feet. It does narrow up here where that sheep is, so I'm gonna give it a go up there, but I will need to then cross because then I gotta head up. So looks like it's a lot closer together up there. I should be able to make it. That's why I was being careful. Everything below my knees soaked, but I'm more worried about my hand. Oh, I fell on it. Yeah, so that's why I was being careful. And I made a stupid mistake. Always just go back the same way you came. I was an idiot and I stepped on this rock. You can clearly see it's darker than the others, so obviously it's more slippy. I don't know what the hell I was thinking, but I paid for it. My feet are absolutely drenched. I do have another pair of socks, so I'll be comfortable in the tent at least, but yeah. This doesn't look that difficult. It really doesn't. I mean, even that. But I had to place a stone there just to make it to that rock. Never overestimate yourself and think you're Spider-Man, like I just did. That was stupid. And I could have been hurt way worse than I was. My hands, that's what I'm worried about. I've actually messed up this finger in the past. Now I've got to get back across without falling in again. On my feet. Absolutely drenched. Wow, that was dumb. That was really dumb. The rock that I had stepped on or set down is already underwater as well, so I'm a little nervous to step on it. My feet are already soaked, so I'm not too concerned about getting wet anymore. Oh. Yeah, I stepped there, thinking that portion was dry, but it's just as wet as that portion. Very dumb mistake. Because my shoes are waterproof, they're actually holding the water inside, so I have to dump them out. Oh man, yeah, I sprained my pinky pretty bad. It's not broken. So that's where we came from, off in the distance. All right, if I'm not mistaken, right up here should be a pretty fantastic flat spot. I'm here. Yeah, it's not the flattest in the world. The grass is a bit high, and there's actually a lot of sheep crap pretty much everywhere, but I think I might be able to find a spot with a pretty decent view, actually. All right, let's set up. There's no wind, but I'm just going to put out a guy just in case. Probably one of the nicest things about a freestanding tent is once you get it up, especially in ground like this, I can move it around a bit and lay inside and kind of see what's the flattest spot, because it's a bit wonky with some of these mounds, and I'm watching out for poop that's everywhere, so I gotta be careful. Unlike a lot of my other, oh, you've got to be kidding me. The sun's coming out. Oh, up top. Oh man. Well, about 5 hours late, but here, I'll show you. Anyways, what I was saying, one of the nice things about this tent that's actually quite unique compared to the other winter freestanding tents that I've had. You can actually roll up the back like so and connect it, so you get a lot of extra ventilation underneath the tent, because like tonight there's supposed to be really no wind, so I might actually leave it like this later in the evening just to get a little bit more airflow. My Solo and my Namaj don't do this, which is really kind of a cool feature to have, to actually be able to ventilate a winter tent this much from the bottom and the top, which is kind of cool. And you can actually do it in the front too, which creates quite a large space, pretty much a vestibule. Actually, since it's so nice, I might just open it up completely for now. Alright, tent's all set up. Flew the drone around a little bit just to look around. So it is around 5:30. I have about an hour, a little less than an hour before sunset. It is starting to get dark quite a bit earlier now. So I'm going to go ahead and start cooking because I'm losing light quite quickly and I want to be able to cook outside the tent. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. Alright, so tonight on the menu is I guess you would call it a cassoulet. So it's, meat, beans, and a sauce. It's pretty good. It's definitely a nice, kind of autumn, even winter dish. So I thought it was quite fitting, even though it's it's not very cold, but it is kind of a foggy, crisp day. So, alright, so let's get started. First, I'm actually going to take my shoes off though, because they are still soaked and they'll be soaked until I can get them underneath the fan. That is the only problem with these waterproof boots. They don't get wet, but if they do get wet, like, when you completely submerge yourself in water, yeah, they'll stay wet. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to get a little more comfortable. Go ahead and take these off and take my socks off and just sit in the tent and kind of cook right outside of it. That way I'm not, sitting in soaking wet. Oh, it's disgusting. Soaking wet feet the entire evening, which is not good for you. Alright, so it is gotten quite chilly. Breeze has picked up quite a bit and there's zero visibility now, but the temperature, oh my goodness, has dropped significantly. So I'm super excited. I decided to make this meal tonight. It's the perfect cold weather meal. Pretty excited about it. But so now I probably have to wait around 20 minutes to let it simmer. And I'm gonna actually take the lid off and let it reduce until it's much thicker. And then I'll cut up the sausage and go ahead and put that in, toast up some bread to go with it, and then yeah, dinner will be done. So while that's finishing up, I'm going to go ahead and get my shoes back on and probably run down to the stream to go get some water real quick, so I have water throughout the night. Yeah, by the time all that's done, it should be ready to start finishing up the meal. I didn't catch it on camera, but I about slipped again, just on one of these rocks. Yeah, you can't really tell, but it's actually misting. Not raining, but misting. But it's enough to get things like the camera, which you can see is getting pretty wet. And especially these rocks. And I caught one kind of half buried and slipped. Oh man. Just not my day. Yeah, the weather changed pretty drastically. I'm glad you got to see the surroundings before it disappeared. If it was clear, you would see bowfell directly in front of me. We're at the base of it pretty much, right there. So yeah, it would have been a nice spot for some good views. I had for a little bit, the front of the tent had a really nice view down to the valley below and the stream off in the distance, but that's gone now. So all right, got water. Food should be done in a second. Check on it now, and yeah, it'll be time to start eating. It's almost there. Still bubbling away. So I'll let it reduce for just a little bit longer. Well, it was a mistake leaving the tent door open. Got back and like I said, that mist, the entire inside of the tent is damp. Oh man. It's just one of those camps where you make like silly mistake after silly mistake. I don't know what I was thinking. Oh. In any case, I'm gonna zip it up a little bit now, just to kind of prevent some of that rain from coming in. You know what I need? My meal's not done yet, and this camp is just turning out to be one issue after another. So I'm gonna go ahead and crack a beer while I wait for my food to be done. And then I'm gonna go ahead and zip this up so I can dry it up with a towel or something. Cheers, guys. Alright, so there it is, my cassoulet. It's just a fancy French word for basically a dish with a protein and beans. It could be a white sauce, red sauce, and you can kind of put other things in it. But this has got onions, garlic, mushrooms, a little andouille sausage, chicken stock, chopped tomatoes, and then for a little green, little spinach with a nice crusty buttery piece of bread to go with it. But yeah, this is a fantastic dish for this kind of weather when it's like misty and wet and cold. Yeah, really good autumn dish, really good winter dish, but it's just super flavorful. Tons of smoked paprika in it. Really good. All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and close this so I can kind of get out of this wet mist and just enjoy this, and I'll get back with you guys in just a little bit. I think I've showed this before, but the way I clean dishes, I have these little, what are they called again? It just says made in Korea. No, coins. It's basically compressed towelettes. I just place one of those in my pan, add a little water, and it expands. Then you can unravel it. And they're actually pretty durable. But yeah, this is how I do the dishes. I think I've showed this in previous videos, but any new subscribers, if they haven't seen it, highly recommend them. No idea where to get them. My wife got them as a stocking stuffer, gosh, I want to say like 6 or 7 years ago, but it's a massive bag of them you get. And yeah, so I still have a huge bag. But yeah, that's how I clean my dishes. And then I just toss this in my my trash bag. Yeah, works well. And it comes with a nice little carrying case, and they can be used for other things as well. So yeah, really useful. Alright guys, I think that's going to do it for tonight. It's only about 8:15, but I'm exhausted, and I think I'm just going to go to bed. I'm probably going to have to dig out my med kit real quick. I don't know if you guys can tell on camera, but that pinky is swelling up. Yeah, it's not broken, but I definitely sprained it a bit, so it's pretty sore. Yeah, it just goes to show you, a stupid mistake could really mess up your trip, and that was really dumb on my part. I know better, but you know what? I did it, and yeah, it could have been worse. So luckily I didn't break anything. Luckily it's not freezing cold outside, so I'm fine. I have dry socks in my bag, and I have plastic bags, which I'll put over those dry socks when I put them into my wet boots in the morning. So I should be fine to hike out of here comfortably. Yeah, I'm just going to go to bed. I did bring my winter sleeping bag for whatever reason. It was supposed to be cooler when I originally looked at the forecast, and I didn't know if I was going to sleep in the valley or if I was going to sleep up on top of one of the peaks. I didn't know, so I just went ahead and brought it. But down here, it's quite warm and comfortable, so I've unzipped it completely. And I'm just going to kind of use it as a quilt just to, yeah, keep me warm. But I'm going to go ahead and get to sleep, and I'll catch you guys in the morning. Good night. Good morning. It's a little past 7.
Sunrise is at 7:30, so it should start getting brighter pretty soon. Looks like the fog is still here, so I may not have much visibility. Anyways, I slept well. Rained probably a good, I don't know, 3-4 hours last night, which wasn't expected at all. But anyways, it's time to get up, get some coffee. Best way to force myself to get up. No going back now. Definitely some condensation today. That's to be expected though. It was pouring and covered in fog all night. Still zero visibility though, and the winds are picking up. So looks like I'm having coffee in here today. So I'll show you how the virtual vestibule works, because I'm going to make my coffee inside the tent. But yeah, it's super simple. All you have to do is unclip a couple loops, depending on how much space you want, and pull it back. And now you have this massive space. I could pull it back even further if I wanted to, but massive space to make coffee. And everything's already kind of wet inside, so I'm not too worried. And to be a little bit safer, just go ahead and pull back the inner as well. So the reason I actually left the footprint on with that one camp that I did with the really short grass, because there was actually a thin layer of water. And so if any fuel did spill, that combination would actually spread quite easily. And I've actually spilled this fuel on surfaces before. It does not burn them right away. It actually burns the fuel first. So, yeah. But in any case, in this is pretty thick grass. So if it did happen, it would just be in that general area, and I could literally pad it out. Actually, probably have enough fuel in there to make a coffee, but I'll put a little bit more just in case. Yeah, it's such a big space it creates. Look at that. I don't know if you guys can see on camera. I mean, that's huge. That's almost, this is a bigger vestibule than I have in the Namaj. And it literally took 2 seconds. It was 3 clips. And I actually took this clip and I clipped it to one of the inner loops, just to kind of keep it, back and out of the way. Yeah, really cool. And it's super easy to clip and unclip. Yeah, pretty neat. As you can see, probably the winds are picking up quite a bit. It is actually supposed to pick up significantly today. It isn't supposed to be till around 10 o'clock though, but I think up to 40 miles per hour later. So I do want to get out of here. I have to get back to the car anyway, but yeah, this wind's good though. It'll help dry out the tent a little bit more before it's time to go. That back into the vestibule, and just like that, tent's back. All right, coffee's made. I'm gonna go ahead and just enjoy this, and then I need to start packing up and get out of here. Look at my finger, getting black and blue in here. Thank goodness I had an extra plastic bag with me. So I'm going to use these to keep my feet dry. As you can see, my boots are completely drenched. It's the only problem with waterproof boots. Once they do get wet, they're just miserable. In any case, I'm going to go ahead and put my dry socks on. And then I'm going to put plastic bag over my sock. It's not going to be perfect, but it'll do. And then that foot will go into the boot, and that will keep me more comfortable than a cold, soggy boot on the hike back. Oh, yeah. Works like a charm, though. And that'll keep my feet dry. Oh, they are cold still, though. Such a pretty spot. It's too bad the mountains, though, are covered, but even with that coverage, just a really cool area. So that's where we were last night. Heck of a view. Alright, I'm gonna finish getting packed up, take the tent down, and then we're gonna set off. Alright, leave no trace as always. This is where we were, just the footprint. Looks like the fog is moving back in. It's cleared up on the tops though, but beautiful spot. Just wish maybe it wasn't as foggy, because I'd be able to see Scafell and all that right over there. But oh well, still pretty spot. So what I think I'm gonna do, instead of heading back down and crossing where I fell in, I'm going to actually, because this ground is all super saturated anyways, I think I'm actually gonna come down here and just kind of hike along this higher region straight back, and then try to cross over there, and then back off through to the car. Just slowly making my way down, trying not to step on any rocks. It is super slippery.
predicament is yesterday. Come along here. I'm gonna cross here, but today I'm gonna use the tripod. Walking stick. Oh my God. I can't even tell you guys how slippery these are. It's crazy. Yeah, normally I would just hop right across this stuff. It's so slick. Oh, made it. Oh man. Smooth sailing from here on out. Just heading off in the distance there, up over that, and then it's about 1.5 miles or so, maybe a little more, through the valley back to the car. All right, guys, so I have about 1.5 miles to go. We just came from off in the distance there. It's all downhill from here, which is nice, but I do have to go through this area, which yesterday was probably the most difficult part, just because it's so boggy. So I'm probably just gonna go ahead and put away the camera here. That way I can concentrate on getting through there. Yeah, hopefully you liked the video. Wasn't the greatest weather in the world, but at least I got some views. I got to see some pretty waterfalls, swimming holes, things like that. And we had some okay views of the valley until the fog came in. Yeah, overall pretty good camp. Next time, I don't know, I might do a woodland camp. If it's cold enough, I'd like to do a hot tent camp, but I don't know exactly when that'll happen, but we'll have to see. All right, so if you have any questions, just leave them down below, and I'll catch you on the next one. Please like, share, get outside. Later.